least there's power from the solar. Yeah, but it's already that's good. It does come something. Oh, that's gonna help a lot. Hey, and welcome back to the channel. In this video we will be looking at this beauty from Airspool. Mini Split, 12,000 BTU. Mini Split, why? Because we have an indoor unit and an outdoor unit. Futuretopia here. I want to give you a quick introduction what's happening, because we're standing here on the property where you can see this shed / powerhouse, and I introduced that already in a video up there. But also when I step to the side, you can see up here, that's one of the first tiny offices or tiny units we have on the property, and we'll have 2 more units at the end. We'll have the clever one, which picture up there, and I talked about that in a separate video. That will be delivered anytime soon, who knows, in the next weeks or month. But that means we need some power. That means this powerhouse is responsible to house our battery, our inverter, and bundle all solar coming in right here into this powerhouse. That's why it's called Powerhouse. Makes sense, right? So this powerhouse means that it needs to have some cooling, because we have 2 big inverters in there, maybe expanding to a 3rd one in the future, who knows. Videos coming, so subscribe to the channel in case you want to stay tuned on that stuff and understand how to install, configure, and start utilizing the sun with rich solar products. Pretty cool. So this powerhouse needs cooling inside, and what would be better for an off-grid scenario than having that powered by the sun? So that means Airspool, Mini Split, solar panels up here on the powerhouse, which is a separate video with SunGold power solar panels I'm using here. More about that in this video itself. But those will power the Mini Split, which you can see here. This is the finished product, by the way, just outside unit. There's the inside unit as well, because Mini Split. But that's what we will talk about. That's what we're installing in this video itself. And we'll also compare it by the end of the video with one of those traditional Mini Split AC units here. And we'll go through the specification more in detail, but we will be installing this today in here with the solar power. We'll take a closer look if that works with, I think it's 2,200 watt-ish. We need at least 1,500 because of the north and south facing. I decided to go higher and more, so we have a video out there about a SunGold 370 watt solar panel installation, and we'll be using this Mini Split from Airspool solely off solar as much as we can. You can plug it in to the grid as well, or a power station maybe, and then you can combine basically what it's using. As long as there's enough sun power produced, it will just run off sun power all day long. If it has not enough sun anymore, it's cloudy or it's later at night, it's darker, it will run off the grid. And sorry about the noises, we are here on the construction site, as I mentioned already and pointed out so many other videos. There's a lot of stuff coming. This is the powerhouse. Welcome to the powerhouse, by the way. And we'll be installing this unit inside because there's a lot of gear which should be cool enough in here. So that means Mini Split installation. We'll have the Mini Split outside, the outer unit here, which is in here. We'll have this unit inside. We'll go there in a little bit. We'll do it step by step, and at the end of the video we'll also compare it to a regular unit and see what the power consumption side by side is, because as long as you're like we in Southern California, we have a lot of sun, so we should be lucky to run this a lot during the day just off the sun. So let's get started with this video. It does come in 3 boxes, so I don't know how good you can see me. I hope it's good enough. 3 boxes, that's what I got shipped. We have a DC disconnect switch, an isolator switch right here, which is pretty massive. So with MC4 connectors here, it should be everything pretty easy explained and how you should do that. This one's the indoor unit. We're looking for instructions basically here. So it looks like we have some instructions over here. That's what we need. So as the remote control, which doesn't work right now because this unit is not set up. And then we do have maybe a personal note, who knows. A checklist. Pre-installation completed by John over here, right here. Pre-installation completed by John. So looks like their own checklist, what they need to do before they send it out. Everything's checked off, it looks like, except for, oh, everything's checked off. So that will be very exciting to see. So you can see it, the unit is well packaged over here. We have the Airspool, quick and easy, and we need to read that. Solar hybrid air conditioner pump MS12. By the way, I didn't say the model, now we know it, MS12. And we have a lot of stuff in here, from level, from extra bit, from sealant, adhesive, gloves even, and other stuff. Oh, even sealant for the outside, drill bit, and different mounting options here. So yeah, all we need, and most important, upside down at the moment, Airspool. We'll get to that later when we install the indoor unit. Will be so cool. And of course, below that, we have the outdoor unit. So for my own sanity, I will be reading the instructions first, then I can lead you through the installation. Put it right here, it's not going anywhere. Let me take a look down in here. And you will most likely need a second person helping you getting this out. And also I would recommend just second person throughout the installation. It makes things just easier, and you can, you know, grab a beer, talk to someone, whatever you prefer, of course. So on this unit we'll be installing most likely the AC outdoor unit here or over there on this side, and we'll run probably the entire coolant, everything else up from here where the indoor unit will be installed, down here with a hole drilled, and then everything will be outside. That's how it will be. And you can see we have already the we have the solar MC4 connectors right there. So we have everything we need on this wall.
This bracket isn't totally centered on the unit. It's 5 3/4 and 6 1/4.
Tell me if I'm doing anything questionable. That was really good. My body and the ladder. You want this one? Yeah.
Approximately 6.5 feet, no inch, from the center of the hole above the bottom right. Outside.
Yeah, it says
So here we have the bracket already mounted to the wall. You can see it's a little off due to the studs back there. Inside we had to mount it like that it has the best stability. So we might have to move it a little bit more in the middle or not, depending on the unit itself. But that's where we're at the moment. Pretty good looking. And it should be fairly stable. We will put in a couple more bolts on the bottom to screw it or bolt it all the way to the wall itself, also to give extra stability. And that's pretty much it. That means we can lift the unit up and mount it. Link in the description below for this little unit, in case you want to find it. The level we found was not as accurate as an external level, so we used that for extra leveling out. So yeah, the next step is taking this one off. The foil. Okay, because we have a red one and a threaded one. And we need to take the caps off and we need to connect the bottom.
It's male, female, pokey yoke.
Yeah.
You can only do it one way.
So that means now next would be basically, we need to make sure that this is underneath on the bottom. It is. We have figured out our way how we connect and make it nice and pretty. We are not using this one. Not. And then we have those ones, they would do connecting later. Well, this is the very exciting part. Alright, it's working. Now we need to clean this up and then I'll show you the after picture. Okay, right now I'm looking at the app and you can see it somewhere here on the screen as well. I select the solar and want to explain the app really quick. So here's my phone. You can see there's a PV input and you remember I have not connected the grid or the utility plug at all. So this AC is, as I said, running completely off solar right now, and you can see I set to 70 Fahrenheit at the moment, and it is running pretty cool. You can see the total savings energy below there as well, because I have it running already over a week or longer, and we had really hot days and it did an amazing job. I put it down to 68 and it was ice cold in there. Really good. So now you can see PV input, it's around 580 watt what's coming in. It really depends on in which mode it is. When I say mode, how hot it is inside and how much it has to cool down, etc. And maintaining the temperature is probably easier. I want to show you this, and I will show you also the opposite, not the opposite, I will show you the example when I plugged it into the grid, so you see also how it does combine actually both together, which is amazing. So the later it gets, the less the sun is hitting the solar panels, the more you will need utility. Keep that in mind. But at night, usually it's depending on where you're located. Here in California, at night it's usually colder. There's some nights where it might be a little warmer, then it might run more, but there are nights which is really nice and cold, so it might just, be off maybe at one point, so zero consumption at all. But you can change it to the mode here, auto. So auto means basically it does cold and hot depending what temperature you set it, and it try to maintain the temperature. And that is pretty much what I will do, because I don't want to look into that, especially when there is the change of the year. It might get cold or really cold at night. Sometimes we have frost outside. It is possible, even California, yes. And sometimes not, but sometimes we have it. So I want to make sure that in case it's getting too cold inside, that everything is staying within a threshold. That's very important to me. So enough talking about this app right now. I'll show you the example of PV input and AC input a little bit as well. Okay, to compare it, this is a traditional AC, and what do you mean with traditional AC? In this case, mini split as well. This one is, you see the name brand,
it could be any other name brand as well, probably. And you can see it's connected also to power up there. And I can tell you there's no whatsoever MC4 connector, no solar panels connected. Just to show you this one, you might know it already from Airspools. There's nothing on this side. You can see this is just the power coming in, and this is the disconnect they have here. And this unit is actually going right inside of this tiny office, in this case, this tiny building on wheels. And it's responsible for cooling and heating at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but one device. And you can pick and choose. And then you can see up here is the inside device. So that means that you have the whole time this one running off your grid. You have to pay the bills and whatnot. And the question is, how much does it actually use? And to actually figure that out, I have installed a power meter. And that power meter is from Emporia Energy. I want to give you a little glimpse here. We're not going through how to install the Emporia Energy meter. That's not part of this video, but I want to show you and how much the AC is pulling right now for cooling. And now I have to give you a little bit environmental parameters, because today we're not having it super hot. It's more like in the 70s, I would say 75, maximum 70, 76, I guess. And I have at the moment, when I look at this, 300 watts of gear running, which is computer, network storage, 2 network storages, yeah. And so we can assume here that we are around 200 watt right now, what's running here. And when the cooling period, or when it starts cooling again, it does bump up to over 1,000. And I should be able to show you that here somewhere, because in the day I had it here at 1,008. In between, I believe before I also was running it more. Let me see here, we had it in between. In between, we also had it at around 900 watts, minus the 300, as I mentioned, because I had other stuff running. You can assume that you are pulling probably around 500 or 600 watt at a minimum for this mini split. And I also comparing a little bit Apple with pears here, how we say in German. I'm sorry about that comparison, but this is a 9,000 BTU versus the Airspool is a 12,000 BTU. So that means that there is already a difference in power consumption. Regardless, when you have already set up your Airspool like this one, and you can see solar is connected here, if you have that set up, how much power are you actually pulling out of the grid? 0 if you have not connected, and I have not. You see the power cord dangling around right there. And just when you compare it, you're running this 220 watt at the moment. It can pull more when it's hotter outside. At the moment it's, as I mentioned, 75, 76 maximum. Very nice temperature outside actually. So inside it doesn't need to do too much of a work, but that's what's running right now. If you plug in the power, the grid, you're able, like this one, this is a couple days back, you can see September. I had it running the oranges, the grid power consumption, and you see here at the beginning, that's what it was pulling. And there in the middle is even a combination of grid power and PV. If there's not enough solar, it will utilize the grid as well. So it's really a hybrid at work here. It is so cool. And yes, by the way, you can see total savings, because I was mainly running this off solar completely, 120,000 watt hours already. Pretty cool. Because I just ran it off solar mainly here in Southern California. Alrighty, so folks, do you know what's missing? Yeah, testing this thing, it actually can heat. Right now we have it at 70 degrees. It is cold in here, by the way. I don't even know how to say that, but it is actually cold in here. So let's see if we can get this thing produce some heat. You can see I have it set to 70. I can change it to 69. Yep, there we go. There's a little delay in the app, but it works right away. What are you doing now? Because it is cold. I'll set it to heat. I want to see how that works, and I want to set it to a pretty warm temperature, 85. And you see also in the video it did change, hopefully here. There we go. There it is, it's blowing. All right, see it now, you see it, it's bumping up. Right now we are pushing out, oh wow, 100 Fahrenheit right up there. So it's heating well. And I think I have to stop here because it's just too much of heat coming out. But you can see even that heat right now. I mean, we have pretty good sun right in the afternoon. So this can be managed easily by the solar panels as well. No AC input or whatsoever. It is so cool. All right, stop here. I'm way too enthusiastic. And yes, there's a price tag to that. Let's talk about that as well. So after we heat it up, I guess we also have to double check how much it pulls cooling down again from over 80 degrees, and you see 500 watts, and now it's declining a little bit. Is that correct? But you can see it's just, man, it's cold enough. It's nice. I'm way too enthusiastic with this, but it's running off solar completely. I'll unplug the AC in a minute because I just don't need it. It's so far, maybe in wintertime it's different. Then I might make a follow-up video, but right now it's a blast. Sorry for boring you with this. Let's talk about price. What I want to show you, Airspool is a website. Duh. Here we can see the website. And they have some explanations here. And I want to show you actually the products what they have. So you have to go up here into shop. Of course, you can browse the entire website to understand what's going on. Here's more information. By the way, if you buy it before December 31st, 2025 and install it, you get the 30% tax credit on this as well. There's so much information here, which is really good and appreciative. So there's, of course, reasons why you buy it. And what I like to show you is actually the different products they have. And they do have, and I believe it's 3, I thought, now I see 4. I have to double check. But the unit I'm having, the 12,000 BTU, is here, the very left one. Of course, leave. Here, the very left one. And remember, it's not only a hybrid AC, it is a DIY hybrid AC, which means you know those brands like, what is it, Mr. Cool is an example. Mr. Cool is a DIY friendly AC, but is a traditional AC mini split. So you can install it as a private person if you feel like you are capable of doing that. Same case here. This one is a DIY friendly AC, but it's hybrid. So take that information and look at the price, and then you understand it. So right now we are around $2,000, which is a lot of money. Plus you need solar panels and your willingness to install it. Otherwise the cost will go up way more. But we're talking about the 12,000 BTU unit, and then there is another one which is, oh, that's what it is, right. So I have the 12,000 BTU here in Southern California. We're never getting below, what is it, 22F, minus 22F. Here, the right one. This unit is actually made for the really cold areas. There's a difference. I do not know that difference, but it runs in way colder areas than here in Southern California. Then what's new, and I haven't seen this one yet, but I would like to get my hands on this as well, is this window AC. This is pretty cool, but it's no heat. So all the other 2 mini splits are cooling and heating. And then we have here to the very right side, 24,000 BTU. And I believe, yeah, scrolling down, there's even more. Here, this one, it's a 36,000 BTU, which comes with 3 internal units. And then there's another one with 24,000 BTU with 2 internal units. And here's the individual 24,000 BTU with just 1. Oh, that's the ultra cold. So, and here to the right, we see the quick connect. I only wanted to show you this really quick. I don't want to bore you too much. Let's go to the competition. Let's be fair, let's compare the 12,000 BTU unit. Also, what I didn't mention, 120 volt, both, if needed. And this is the price without installation. So usually if you don't have the equipment, because you need some kind of vacuum pump, and then you have to get the refrigerator in and stuff like that, if you not feel comfortable doing that and you have no idea how that works, you need a professional doing the installation. Very important. And that's the starting price, $900 plus the installation, no solar panels required. When I look at the unit, what I have, it's around $150 less, 9,000 BTU, depending really on the space you're having. So what about a Mr. Cool DIY? And I'm just shocked at the moment for a second, and I don't know why. But Mr. Cool DIY 12K, that's usually the one which comes with a quick connect as well. So cold and heat 12,000, and the price is 2,400. But you will go off the, you will have to connect it to grid as well. It's a DIY unit, so you should be able to do it all yourself. All the equipment should come with it. And at the end, you're running off the grid. So why should I buy this one versus the Airspool? When I think about it right now, I get the advantage of solar panels, which I can add later if I want to. I can just run it off grid if I want to, and later off grid, or the hybrid. I don't know, I think Mr. Cool got very expensive. Anyway, that leads me directly to, I would go with the Airspool in this case. It's a lot of money, don't get me wrong. It is a lot of money. But if you want to have cold rooms, what do you want to do? Indoor pool? Great suggestion. Anyways, I want to wrap up this video because it is already very long. I appreciate you sticking around. If you've made it until here, please leave your questions in the comment section below. There is probably a lot to discuss or ask or make a comment, whatever you feel like and prefer. I'm a big fan of the solar powered AC, and I cannot stress this enough. Mine is just running off power from the sun, and I haven't plugged in the grid. We'll see how it performs in winter, etc., those kind of things. I know the days are getting shorter, but therefore also colder. We'll see all those things. I'll test it. I'll have a follow-up video. Leave some questions below. Subscribe if you like that stuff. I really appreciate you sticking around that long. There's so much more to come, and I released a video up there about what's happening and where we'll be utilizing more AC power in the future as well. And maybe we'll have one of those little window AC units comparing as well, especially for the hot areas. Thanks for watching.